So welcome back to the channel, guys and girls. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to be comparing all three models of the pop-up shelters that Eskimo makes. They were nice enough to send me all three. I tried to do this last year with just the middle one here, the 949 IG, the Fatfish, and it ended up being too windy and it just ended up being a nightmare. So I didn't do it last year. But one of the common questions I get asked is like, do I actually need an insulated shelter to sleep on the ice or anything below, 10 degrees out or something like that. Right now we have about 17 degrees out. We have a cold snap coming up, so this is a great time to show this. So we have three models. We have the Quickfish 3, which is here on the far left, or my left. This is non-insulated. This is about $240, $250. We have the Fatfish 949 IG, which is about $400. This is insulated. This has the IQ fabric. And then we have the Outbreak 450 XD, which has the Storm Shield fabric in it. And that is $530. They keep running sales, so I never remember the price. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take you up close and just kind of do a tour real quick. And then what we're gonna do is use a thermal camera from FLIR, which is one of the top cameras in the world for thermal imaging. And we're gonna put individual 3 Mr. Buddy heaters, one in each one. And we're gonna film them actually heating up and see which one heats up the fastest and actually retains the most amount of heat. It should be really, really cool. I'm hoping that it actually works out pretty good. But let's take a tour real quick of all of them. So the Quickfish 3 has kind of like a rubberized plastic on the outside and then no insulation, but it's got, some water repelling features. Sets up and it holds about 3 people. The Fatfish 949 IG, and the G just stands for gray interior, like I said before, has quite a bit of room in here. I've slept a couple people in here with a couple cots. It gets pretty tight, but you can probably fish about 3 or 4 people in there. It's nice and cozy. And I'm going to shut all the windows, make everything very test worthy when we start the propane heaters. And then we have the Outbreak 450 XD. So this has the Storm Shield fabric on it. And I've been in pouring rain with this thing and it's actually kept me nice and dry. And it's got the walk-through door, which is very, very nice. So lots of room in here, lots of windows. I'm gonna make sure I close everything up and keep all that heat in here for the test as much as possible. So that's the grand tour of each one of them. Like I said, they all have their different aspects. If I was to hike in the woods for the day and try a remote pond, I'd be putting that one. Actually, it comes with backpack straps and I hike it in. If I'm sleeping on an overnight, I would, in the pouring rain and snow and sleet, I would do the 450 XD. But they're all have their place and they're all very, very nice. So we're going to turn on all 3 heaters and then throw them in there and zip it shut as fast as possible while running the thermal camera. So hold on a minute. So you can see from the thermal imaging that the heaters are still warm. And what I fully expect is that one to heat up the fastest because it's the smallest. Now let's see what happens. So we have the Quickfish 3, which is expelling the heat the fastest. So you can see kind of right in there's a hot spot on the left-hand side. And then we have the 949 IG. And then we have a pretty big cold spot on the Eskimo Outbreak 450. So I think they're all going to reach their max temperature for right now when it's 16, probably 18 degrees up by now. So that one is expelling a lot of heat. So you're running that thing on high and the heat's just going right out the fabric. But it's not insulated. It's literally just meant to keep you out of the wind and the snow and the rain if you're out there. And the camera can't see this, but I can see the heat, mirage on top of this one. And I really can't see on either one of those. And all of the vents are closed. So not really full normal operation, but what I didn't want is the heat escaping and having like smokestacks coming out because it'll make the camera look weird. So what I'm gonna do in a minute here, once they reach full temperature, which they probably are now, is shut off all the heaters and see how fast they cool off. That's what you really wanna know. How is that heat actually holding in there? So let's go turn the heaters off real quick. Let's see how fast they cool down. So now we're looking for cold spots. So you can see that Quickfish 3 getting a cold spot in that bottom right hand corner fairly quick. Now my guess is it's going to take quite a long time for these things to cool down. But so I'll run a time lapse, obviously. I'll speed it up a little bit. But we're at 2 minutes and it's holding quite a bit of heat already. And so some of the hot spots you're seeing on the fabric are caused by the sun. Ideally I'd be doing this in a complete overcast day, but can't control the weather. All right, they've been cooling off for about 15 minutes. Let's go inside and see how warm they actually are. Ice cold. Pretty warm still. And then pretty warm still. So just as I expected, this one heated up really fast, the Quickfish 3, and cooled off really fast. It's not insulated, but it's super lightweight. If you were gonna backpack into like a remote pond or something like that, just to stay out of the wind, I would use that. If I'm, dragging just for a day trip to stay out in just normal flat ice or something like that, or I don't have to hike, I would definitely bring the 949 or the 450. They're not that, the weight difference is not that much. And that walk-through door is just phenomenal. And they all set up really, really quick. That one takes a little bit longer to set up because it's got the poles, but that one cooled off faster. These two actually retain their heat. When I walked in there, it was actually still pretty warm, especially up in the top end of the shack where my head was. That's why I put a fan in there to blow that heat back down. So, thanks for watching. If you want to buy one of these, go to geteskimo.com. It's not eskimo.com, geteskimo.com, or I'm going to leave the link for these below. Right to the website or through Amazon. But yeah, those insulated ones will keep you warmer. That's just how they are. Thanks for watching.